Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Rushyate yasya nahare rangayatra dine dine tamaham shirasa vande rajanam kulashekaram kumbe punarvasu jatam kerale chola pattane kaustubhanam dharadisham kulashekaram asraye. Hare Krishna. When we met last time, we saw there are 3 slokas which are describing Krishna to be the money. That's what we saw the last time. And then it describes Krishna as mantram. And then the next sloka, the 3rd sloka in the series, Krishna is described as aushadam, medicine. In the last sloka, that is verse 22, we saw Bhakta Apaya Bhujanga Garuda Manihi Trailokya Raksha Manihi Gopi Lochana Chataka Muda Manihi Saundarya Mudra Manihi Yak Kantamani Rukmini Ghana Kucha Dvandvaika Bhusha Manihi Sriyaha Devashika Manihi Dishatuna Gopala Chuda Manihi. That Krishna is the valuable gem, where he is the Garuda Mani, which destroys the serpents of dangers of that arises for the devotees. Krishna is a protecting jewel, not only for a particular region, not only for a particular caste, not only particular living entity, for the entire 3 worlds. And Krishna is the rain cloud of jewel for gopis' eyes. Like a Chataka birds, they only drink the water drops that comes from the rainwater, from the clouds. Likewise, Krishna is the rain cloud jewel for gopis' eyes. And Krishna, Saundarya Mudramani, where he is a seal of all beauties, that whatever we appreciate the beauties in this world, but ultimately Krishna is the topmost or the seal of all the beauties that we can think of. And Krishna is the sole ornaments of Rukmini's chest. Krishna is the ornament on the Rukmini's chest as another money. And then Krishna is the crest jewel of God, all the devatas who can give liberation. And let that Gopala Chudamani may bless me as well, like how we went through Shreyaha Deva Shikamani Dishatu Naha Gopala Chudamani. Having said this one, now in today's verse, Krishna is going to be described as mantram. That mantram is a very special mantram because people usually go for wanting to chant. Are you all able to hear me properly? Can one person say yes?
Yes,
no?
Prabhu.
Okay. So Krishna is described as mantram because generally we are all looking for some mantra. The magicians have some mantras, and many different people have different mantras. And also there are different schools of thought. They give specific bija mantras for their disciples when they get initiated. So there are different mantras out there. Whereas in the 23rd sloka, Krishna has been described as a mantra himself. And what is the benefit of this particular mantra? Japa satataṃ janma-sāphalya-mantram. that Alvar, King Kulashekara, is praying to Krishna, japa japa, or is telling to his Jihve, śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, to his tongue, is giving an instruction, to his tongue, my dear tongue, always constantly chant the name of Krishna mantra. Okay, if I chant the name of Krishna mantra, what is it going to offer me? Because there are different mantras for different things based on what benefit we want. There are in the Vedas, also in the other places where it gives, do this particular chanting, do this particular mantra, by doing this one, you get certain things. So if I constantly satataṃ, if I constantly chant Śrī-Kṛṣṇa mantra, the tongue is asking back to us, what are the benefits out of it? Because we do not do anything if there is anything in return we get out of what we are doing. Otherwise, we are not going to do. We go to work because we are getting paid. We are doing many things for that matter. We get married because we get some benefits out of getting married, which can perform our dharma very nicely as husband and wife. We get children because the children can follow the tradition of what we are following. On the spiritual aspect, on the material aspect also, there are many, many benefits of what we want. What's in it for me? If there is nothing in it for me, then I'm not going to do what I'm doing. Right? What's the benefit for me? Therefore, this sloka says, if you chant just this one mantra, Krishna mantra, Jihve, śrīkṛṣṇa-mantraṃ, japa japa satataṃ, janma-sāphalya-mantram. That will finish and give us ultimate benefit that we are all, whether we are wanting or not wanting, that's a different matter, but it will give the ultimate benefit. So let's get into the 23rd sloka. Śatru-ccheda-eka-mantram, Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram, Samucita-tamasaḥ-saṅgha-niryāṇa-mantram, sarvaiśvaryaika-mantram, Vyasana Bhujana Sandasya Santrana-mantram, Jihve, śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, japa satataṃ, janma-sāphalya-mantram. This is a beautiful sloka which tells us the importance of chanting Krishna's name, and what are the benefits that we get out of chanting just Krishna, 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 just chanting Krishna's name. What are the benefits that we are going to get? Japa, japa, japa. Japa means it has two syllables, ja and pa. Jakaraha, anma, vischadaha. Jakaraha, anma, vischadaha means that ja means that which stands for giving moksha or liberation. Pakaraha, papanashanam. Pakaraha, papanashanam means that will also destroy all the papam, the sins that we have. Because for us to get liberated, we cannot get liberated having our baggage of karma. The karma has to be completely let go. It has to be destroyed. Unless and until the karma has been completely destroyed, there's no way that we can get moksha. So what japa, when we chant constantly, what happens is that all the pa will be removed, and here is papa nashanam, all the sins will be removed, and ultimately jakara, one get liberated from this world. That is the beauty of nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamaha dukkha samana pranamo dukkha shamanaha tam namami harim param. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, the very ending of Srimad Bhagavatam has a sloka which says that it is only Nama Sankirtanam, by Nama Sankirtanam, that is chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting the Nama Sankirtanam, whether in a group or as a japa individually, Sarva Papa Pranashanam, all the papas that we can even imagine, or we cannot imagine, by the way, how much papa we have, we cannot imagine. But the Sarva Papa Pranashanam is completely finished. That's Srimad Bhagavatam concluding sloka. With that said, that's a short introduction. Now let's go through these each and every benefits of japa satataṃ. By chanting Jihve, śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, japa satataṃ. Janma, by chanting this name, what are the benefits that we are going to get? Śatru-ccheda-eka-mantram, Ccheda-eka-mantram. Śatru means enemies. So this mantram, in the way that Alvar has given this sloka is quite interesting. He is not mentioning what is that mantram at the very start. He is only telling what the mantram at the end, the last line, Jihve śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, japa janma-sāphalya-mantram. But then before telling what the mantra you need to chant, is giving the benefits, because people are very much interested in benefits than the means. They will only take up the means if they know there are some benefits. If I join this particular university, I know that my goal is somehow or the other get a job, become a physician, become a scientist, become a professor, become a engineer, a lawyer, whatever it may be. That is maybe goal. And what is the thing going to give me? Make my material life better. So because I know there is a big benefit out of attaining that goal, therefore, now I start asking questions, how do I attain that? Well, you have to prepare, you have to do GMAT, you have to SAT and all the different exams you have. You have to do all these exams. By doing this exam, getting good grades, then you can get into the college, and then you pass the exam and then get certified, they get the degree, find a job. So no one is going to get into the means without knowing the goals. It's just not going to do it. That's not the way it works. No one is going to join a job without knowing how much salary they are going to get, what are the complete compensation, what are the benefits, etc. Unless and until one knows all the details, one is not going to simply join a company. Likewise, what our approach here is, let me give you all the benefits of it. When you know the benefits, then you know what needs to be done. Unless and until I tell you the benefits, you are not going to be interested in the means to attain the benefits. Therefore, our approach, this is exactly how, when we bring up our children also, children are very, very, they don't want to, generally children, the way children, we were also children at one point of time. We don't want to go to school. We don't want to study. We don't want to practice what has been told. Or when we go to the tuition, sangeetam, dance, and whatever you take it, swimming, whatever you take it, they don't want to do these things, because reason is just because they don't know what the benefit that they're going to get out of it. Therefore, as a parent, it is important that we tell the phalastuti of why you have to do this one. Where by doing this one, this is what you're going to get. When the children get attracted to the benefits of the thing that what they are supposed to do, then that will become a driving force for the children to take up things and start doing things. Likewise, our is treating his tongue like a child. You please understand the benefits of chanting this nama, and then you know what to be chanted. So, Śatru-ccheda-eka-mantram. This mantra will destroy all the enemies. It's just not one enemy. All the enemies we have seen in Krishna's pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, that how many demons comes, how many, even when Indra was not the demon, all the calamities, how many different things comes in the form as an enemy. They just simply call out Krishna's name, Krishna, Krishna, Pahi, Pahi, Krishna. They just go surrender to Krishna. Therefore, it's important that all the enemies, when they see Krishna, they will run away. There's no problem for them. For us, individually, to fight with these enemies, it's just not possible, completely not possible, because we are not strong. We don't have that strength. We don't have that ability to fight with these enemies. Whether you take that enemies as a physical enemy, your colleague, your friends, who can turn into enemies, or your workplace, or any, your relatives could become enemies. All the different enemies. We may try to deal with enemies, but then sometimes we successful, sometimes we are not successful. And again, as we all know, when the difficult time comes, especially dealing with the enemies, the only thing that we can think about is Krishna. Krishna, this is a difficult time for me. Therefore, my dear Krishna, Finish my enemy. Finish my enemy, not in a sense kill them off. That's not what it is. Keep me away. Save me from this enemy. So Gajendra was one of the biggest example over there, where Gajendra was caught by his enemy was this crocodile. For 1,000 years, he was caught. Namo namaste akila karanaya nishkaranaya adbhuta karanaya sarvagamaya maharnavaya namo pavargaya namo pavargaya parayanaya namo namaste akila karanaya nishkaranaya adbhuta karanaya. Therefore, Gajendra just found out that it became an helpless situation. He's been tortured by his enemy, this Garuda, in the form of crocodile. And therefore, he was just praying to Krishna, Krishna, I'm just suffering. Please take care of this enemy. I cannot survive any further. Please help me. At that point of time, Śatru-ccheda-eka-mantram, he chanted the name of Krishna. When he chanted the name of Krishna, Krishna just arrived on the spot and then destroyed the biggest enemy. Now you think about who was Gajendra's enemy. We all are going to easily tell Gajendra's enemy is a crocodile. Right? Crocodile was the enemy he was trying to say. But the truth, the real enemy that Gajendra had at that point of time, not crocodile. It was his complete. He was, excuse me, I'm trying to find words here. He was completely convinced that he can save himself. That was coming out of his ahankar, ego. Because of his ego, he had a deepest enemy called ahankara. And then the biggest enemy is he thought that he can, because of that ahankara, he thought that he can save himself. And he thought that he has many people to support him, his friends, relatives, doctors, savings in the bank, insurance company, all those different things are there for him. Therefore, all this was his strength. Everything was his strength. That was his enemy. Biggest enemy for the devotees, practicing devotees, is the thinking that I can deal my enemies. Who are the enemies? The enemies who is just residing within our heart. It is quite interesting. We always hear that Krishna is residing. Jivatma, we all know Jivatma is in our heart. Yes. And Paramatma is also in our heart. We often hear that Jivatma is in our heart. Paramatma is also in our heart. But interestingly, not only these two are in our heart, also all the enemies that the greatest enemies that we have also present inside our heart. How is that two things can go together? One is good and one is bad. How is that Paramatma and then all this Shatrus can stay together? It is staying together. Well, the only reason is we are not realizing the presence of Krishna in our heart. Once we realize that the presence of Krishna in our heart, that is when the Shatrus will be chased away. We think it's only I am present in myself. Therefore, I am trying to deal my enemies. When I try to deal my enemies on my own strength, that means I have an ego. I can do this one. That ego is when I understand, well, it is Paramatma who has to take care of these enemies. I cannot take care of these enemies. That's when Sri Hari will come and save us and destroy the enemies of egoism. The security that we have within our heart, the confidence that we have within our heart, that I can save myself. I can save myself. Therefore, this particular thing says that we cry out to Krishna. Krishna, I cannot destroy my enemies, neither outside enemies nor inside enemies. Both enemies I cannot. I have no time to do this one. The devotees will have no time to deal with external enemies, especially. Here's the point. If you have too much time to deal with your external problems people are causing to you, that means you have a lot of time. When we focus on our sadhana, when we focus on strengthening our Krishna consciousness, japa satataṃ, by chanting regularly, constantly, offenselessly, attentively, then Krishna is going to not bother us. He will take care of our enemies. That's point number one. The first benefit that we get is that Śatru-ccheda-eka-mantram. This mantra will destroy all the outer external enemies and the internal enemies. Now let's move on to the second part. Sakalam-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, saṃpūjya-mantram, saṃpūjya-mantram, vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, Upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram. What it is said here is, this is something that is not just made up. This is the essence of all the Sakala-Upanishad. Please understand what is Upanishad. Upanishad is the ultimate concluding part of the Vedas. Vedas are divided into two sections. The first section is Karma Kanda, whereas the second section is Jnana Kanda. First section makes us nicely settle down in this world. But then that is not teaching us what is the ultimate goal of our life. What is the ultimate goal of our life? What is the means to attain the goal of our life? What are the things that's stopping us to attain our goal? What needs to be done? All those things are part of the second part of the Vedas called Upanishad. So that means Upanishad is the main thing that we all need to be aware of. So that Upanishad, each Vedas has a number of Upanishads. Likewise, you collect all the Upanishad to go together, called Sakala-Upanishad, Saṃsārōttāra-Vākya. Everything that mentioned in the Upanishad ultimately drives to one thing, that is chanting of this mantra is ultimate worship for all of us. It is not, we all know that what is the authority to understand God? There are, what is the source of authority to understand God? There are three means to understand God, right? Pratyaksha pramanam, Anuman pramanam, and Shabda pramanam. Pratyaksha pramanam to understand a particular object, a truth, we use our senses of five senses of seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, tasting, all those five senses. By these five senses, or one of these five senses, I know that this is a cell phone. This is a cell phone. By touching, oh, like this, even a blind man can understand, okay, like touching all those things, seeing these things, okay, this should be something called cell phone. Okay, right. So by touch, by see, we can understand that the Pratyaksha Pramanam. But then Anuman Pramanam is to the inference. By having the Pratyaksha Pramanam in the past, I have some memories with that connections of experience that I had in the past, either personally or by hearing through someone. I start making some inference that over there, as I was driving to whatever the place is, some mountain area, I see the smoke over there. Because I see the smoke over there, I can make a guess that there must be fire. So this is called Anumanam. But this is all good. But ultimately, to understand the absolute truth, Pratyaksha Pramanam helps in some way. Anuman Pramanam helps in some way. But ultimately, they are not the authority to teach us who is the absolute truth. That only happens, that source can only be Shabda Pramanam, that is Vedas. So the Vedas, the essence of all the Vedas, Sarva-Vakyam, Sakala-Upanishad-Vakyam, worships everything in the Veda. Upanishad worship this mantra. That means it gives us authority. See the beauty of this one. If we are giving a lecture, if you are talking some spiritual topic, forget about spiritual topic. So see here, we have some devotees here. We have professors here and scientists here in this lecture, sitting and hearing here, right? You cannot write a white paper. You cannot write a research paper without giving at the footnote, without giving or quoting the references where this thing ideas comes from. Correct? You cannot make an article without giving references. No one is going to pass that article that you're writing, thesis. If you're doing a thesis or whatever, it's not going to pass the paper. Likewise, Alvar, Kulashekara, because he's not telling these things because he loved Krishna, he loved Ramachandra, not because of that. He's telling Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya. He's giving an authority that this is the essence, this is what the Upanishad, every word in the Upanishad leads to this point, that chanting of this mantra is important. Yetramudaiyai Periyai. Ulaginiல் in Tirupavai also Andal said, That Yetramudaya Periyai, that's one particular pasuram that she says, the Upanishads also glorifies the Krishna, Narayana. Vedesya sarvai ahameva vedyaha, Vedanta kutta vedavit eva chaham. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the same thing, that ultimately studying Vedas, doing all those different things, one has Vedanta, by understanding and studying Vedanta, one has to come to a point of understanding it is Krishna as the ultimate supreme personality of God. Therefore, knowing Krishna as supreme, supreme ultimate personality of God, it is important that we japa satataṃ. We chant Krishna's name. Śrī-Kṛṣṇa-namaḥ, Śrī-Nārāyanāya namaḥ, Madhavāya namaḥ, Govindāya namaḥ, Vishnave namaḥ, Madhusūdanāya namaḥ, Trivikramāya namaḥ, Vāmanāya namaḥ, Sridharāya namaḥ, Rishikeshāya namaḥ, Padmanabhāya namaḥ, Dhamodharāya namaḥ, Śrīkṛṣṇāya namaḥ, Vasudevāya namaḥ, Pradyumnāya namaḥ, Aniruddhāya namaḥ, Puruṣottamaya namaḥ, Adokṣajaya namaḥ, Narsimhaya namaḥ, Achyutaya namaḥ, Janardhanaya namaḥ, Upendraya namaḥ, Haraye namaḥ, Krishnaya namaḥ. All those different beautiful names of Krishna is there just for one reason, so we can open our mouth and start chanting Krishna's name. If you have attended, I'm sure you have attended many yagyas, homas, you have performed some things at your home also. If you pay close attention, it is nothing but it's all about chanting of Krishna's name. The mantras, there are so many slokas and everything has been recited. Ultimately, the point is the yajamana. Yajamana means who's performing, who's invited the priest to come and perform the yagya or homa. For that person, for the family members and the friends who have arrived there and sitting and hearing, the holy name can enter into their ears. Achyutaya namaḥ, Anantaya namaḥ, Govindaya namaḥ, Sri Govinda, Govinda, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava. So you see this at the starting, at the middle, at the end, constantly the chanting of Krishna's name is going on. It is only that we don't pay our attention. In the Kathopanishad, even in the Mundaka-upanishad, there is one particular statement or the sloka which is common in Kathopanishad and the Mundaka-upanishad. This is a story of Nachiketa. Nachiketa was a young boy. Story, because of whatever the reason, he was told by his father to go to Yamaloka. The young boy, he was being told, the father became very angry. Because he became angry, out of anger, the father said, I will give you to Yama. The thing is that the father was not giving a right donation, right ways. He was giving useless ones and a cow donation. Right? So anyway, the boy who was watching this was not happy. So he was asking, whom are you going to give me as a donation, as a charity? And the father was patiently tolerating, but then he became very angry. He said, I'll give you to Yama. So he go to Yamapatna. There's a beautiful conversation takes place with Nachiketa and Yama in the Kathopanishad. In that there's one beautiful sloka. I said, Pranavaha dhanu sharo hyatma brahma tallakshanam uchyate. It is said that chanting Pranava. Pranava is none other than the Pranava mantra that we chant to make any nama to a mantra. That Pranava, which is Om, is none other than Krishna himself. Krishna is Om. And we have spent some time on this particular thing in previous slokas as well. So the point is, one has to focus on this Omkara Pranava mantra, and then release the arrow to go into the deepest region of the Lord. It's a beautiful explanation is given in this one, but we'll move on, otherwise we won't be able to finish it on time. So the point here is Sarva-Upanishad, Sakala-Upanishad, all the Upanishads says the same thing. Therefore, it is authorized to chant this mantra, this one mantra. Now let's move on to next one. Saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram. Uddhara means to uplift. Saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram, to uplift or to raise a person or to uproot something. So samsara means this material world that we are all in, irrespective of whether you are in St. Louis, whether you are in Dallas, whether you are in whichever Colombia or whatever place you are all in, or India, doesn't matter. This one place is called samsara because we all have to go through the repeated birth, death, and disease and old age. No one person is exceptional to this particular program within the samsara. No one is exceptional. Every great person has to die one day. Doesn't matter. One cannot live here forever. How much ever great you are. Even if you're a great devotee, this is one important thing. Even if, we know the Bhagavatam story. Who can be more greater than Parikshit Maharaj? Someone was asking me this question after we did the Saptaham in St. Louis. Everything is nice. But then why, at the end, why did Parikshit Maharaj died? Why did Takshaka come and bite him? Because he was a nice devotee. He heard Srimad Bhagavatam, he was chanting, he was fasting, he was doing everything. Why he has to die? So death is inevitable. We have to leave this body. We have to leave and go. Doesn't matter whether it's Parikshit Maharaj or any other Maharajas. Everyone has to leave. So therefore, but this mantra that is going to reveal at the end, which we already know, will also uproot our samsara, which means that we don't need to go through this repeated birth and death. Samsara bhajanam goram klesha nasanam. It is said that samsara bhajanam goram. This place is not the best place to live for good people. For the good people, just let's bring our ego back for a minute. Let's bring our ego back. We all keep talking about we should not have ahankara, right? Forget it for us. Just for after I finish explaining this, erase this ahankara. I want to convey some message here. For 30 seconds, have that highest ego that you have. So I am ego. I have that ego. Now think yourself as the greatest devotee. No devotees will think like this, but for sake of this exercise, think that I am the greatest devotee. If you think that you are a greatest devotee, are you having good qualities? Apply the ahankara principle. Yes, I have all the good qualities. Very good. Then the next answer to that person is, then this place is not for you, sir. If you are a good devotee, you are all the wonderful qualities, you cannot survive here. We cannot survive here in this world. There are constantly we've been bombarded with so many problems through the people, through the mind, and so many different things. Therefore, samsara, bhajanam, goram, klesham, this is all of miseries in this place. A completely miserable place. Therefore, only name is Nama Sankirtan, chanting the name of Krishna is the only way. Well, even a person like Ajamila attained the same thing. What to speak about others? We saw this in our Bhagavatam classes also. Ajamila can attain the spiritual world within the same given lifetime. He didn't take many lifetimes. Within the given lifetime, he perfected himself simply by chanting Narayana's name. Therefore, he went back to the spiritual world. Then the Yamabhatta means the servants of Yamaraj, when they had a conversation, went back to Yamaraj, Sunvatam, Granatam, Viryani, Udhamani Hari Mukaha. He says that, my dear servants, remember that one who constantly hears and chants the name of Krishna, one who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord, and hears and chants the name of chants his activities, can easily attain the platform of pure devotional service. And all the kalmasham, all the dirts in their hearts are removed. They get purified by the mercy of the Lord, and they can achieve the ultimate goal of their life. So this is Uddharam. This particular mantra, Krishna mantra, will uproot a person who is in this world, and they can easily go back to the spiritual. Even the Shankaracharya talks about this word, samsara. Samsara bhayanam goram klesha pasha shatanvitam shoka moha mahagraha grashtam deenam chamam vibhuhu rakshasva karuna sindhu pahi jagatpate lakshmi narasimha mamadehi karavalambam. This is Adi Shankaracharya's Stotra on Lakshmi Narasimha. Lakshmi Narasimha Karavalambam. You can look out for this particular stotram, beautiful stotram done by Adi Shankaracharya. Once again, it's called Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Karavalambam. He's praying. There's a story behind the stotra also. We'll see some other time why he sang this one. But anyway, so he's saying the samsara bhayanam goram klesha pasa shatan vitam shoka moha mahagraha rastam dhinam chavam viduhu rakshasva karuna sindhu. Oh, karuna sindhu. Remember we saw this karuna sindhu earlier also. Rakshasva karuna sindhu pahi pahi jagatpate Lakshmi Narasimha mamadehi karavalambam. Lakshmi Narasimha, please save me. You are the only one. You are karuna sindhu. Protect me, Jagatpate, Rakshasva, protect me. He's praying, my dear Lord, I'm trembling and got trapped into this samsara. And not only trapped into the samsara, I'm bound by hundreds and hundreds of ropes around me. The ropes are nothing favorable, they are all giving suffering to me. Though I'm being seized by this Ghora ocean, again the crocodile example is giving over here. I'm being seized by the great crocodiles and grief and delusions, and I'm in a helpless situation, distressed completely. My dear Rakshasva Karuna Sindhu, Pahi Pahi Jagatpate, Rakshasva Karuna Sindhu, Pahi Pahi Jagatpate, Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam. Lakshmi Narasimha, please extend your hand. Because Adi Shankaracharya's hand was getting his body was getting burnt. He wanted protection to save himself. His hand was also getting burnt. Therefore, he's telling, give your hand, help me, protect me, uplift me from my suffering. My dear Lord Karuna Sindhu, protect me. Therefore, we have to chant Krishna mantra, Krishna nama, japa, always satataṃ, so that we can also escape from the trap. We are all trapped into this terrible ocean called samsara, where we bound by the asha and pasa, and raha and dvesha, all the all these different ropes are tying us and binding us, pulling us. The crocodiles are pulling us into this ocean further deeper and deeper and deeper. Therefore, Rakshasva Karuna Sindhu, Pahi Pahi Jagatpate, Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam. So we chant Krishna's name of Simha, Narayana, Govinda, Keshava. Please uplift me from this suffering. Now, moving on. Samucita-tamasaḥ, saṅgha-nirvāṇa-mantram. Niryāṇa. Samucita-tamasaḥ. Tamas means darkness. Samucita-tamasaḥ. The reason that we are all into this samsara klesha, ghoram, this ghora klesha, this particular samsara, we are inside this samsara for only one reason. The reason, the root cause of we are inside the samsara is nothing but because of this avidya. Avidya, ajnana is also avidya. Avidya, ajnana in English is called darkness, lack of knowledge or ignorance. These are all called tamasa. The reason that we are existing still in this world, we are not going out of this material world, we are not returning back to the spiritual world because of this one problem that we all have, avidya. Avidya is nothing but tamasa. Tamasa is ajnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Opposite of jnana is ajnana, means ignorance, that which I don't have knowledge. What knowledge I don't have? I still, even after hearing so many times, understanding so many times, seeing people around me so many times, what they are going through, I'm still not understanding that I am not this body. I'm still attached that I am this body. Everything around me belongs to this body, to me. Therefore, the way that we can get out of this ajnana, tamasa, samucita, saṅgha-nirvāṇa-mantram, it will drive away, this mantra will drive away all the darkness that we have, darkness of ignorance that we have. How the darkness will go by itself? When Krishna comes into us, the darkness will go. It's a very simple example. We all know this one. The darkness is also a substance, by the way. Sometimes people think darkness is not a substance. It's just absence of light. It is true for us to understand, but the darkness is also a substance. Darkness also has its own devata. Like how light has a devata, air has a devata, earth as a deva, predominating preceding devata for each and every material thing. Star has a devata, moon as a devata, sun as a devata. Likewise, also the akasha has a devata. Likewise, darkness is also a substance which has its own devata. Darkness devata. That is why we cannot escape doing wrong things just because it is dark. The Lord, the God, the Devata of the darkness is not noting us and watching us what we are doing. If no one sees, that particular Devata sees. Even the darkness Devata goes to sleep for whatever the reason, that Lord within, the Lord of the darkness, the Lord of the Tamasu, Lord of the darkness, whose Paramatma situated within our heart, is watching every action that we do. Therefore, there's no way that we can escape from the misdeeds and wrongdoing and wrong thoughts and wrong things that we are doing. We cannot escape. There's no way that we can escape from any of the bad things that we are thinking, talking, or doing. Krishna is watching us carefully, and he has a lot of agents appointed around us who are also watching us carefully, very, very clearly, without we cannot escape. So Samucita-tamasaḥ, saṅgha-nirvāṇa-mantram. He will remove us from the association of the ignorance, darkness of ignorance. Why Krishna has given, when Krishna comes into our life in the form of mantra, then this darkness will run away. What is that we take when Krishna comes into our life? How does Krishna removes our darkness? Vasudevam sutam devam kamsa-chanūra-mardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagat guru. Krishna is the Jagat Guru. As Krishna is the Jagat Guru, why is Jagat Guru? Because Krishna has given us the knowledge in the form of Bhagavad Gita. That knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will remove our darkness of ignorance. That mantra, when we chant the name of the author of Bhagavad Gita, who is Krishna, Gita-charya. That is why his name is Gita-charya. Gita-charya, who is Krishna, then our darkness will go away. When Dhruva Maharaj, we all know the story of Dhruva Maharaj from the fourth canto, that we also went through that story. Dhruva Maharaj was raging with anger. He was hurtful. He was wanting to pay back. He was revengeful. The 5-year-old boy who was angry, revengeful, and was not happy about what the situation, what things happened. He was so much in that identification or identity of I am so and so. This is mine. Why not me? Why me? Right? This why not me? Why me differs on context, right? Why not me? Why not me? Why can't I sit on the lap of my father? Why me should be thrown away from my lap of my father? Why not Uttama, his brother? Right? So these are the things. He was raging with anger, with hurtful, and completely don't know what to do. But then it was the nama given by his Acharya, Narada Muni, Guru, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. By chanting this name, his anger subsided, his confusion is gone. By the touch of Narada, by the touch of Lord Narayana, and especially by the chanting of mantra, which purified him, brought him to the steady state, purified his consciousness, removed his darkness of identifying himself to be whatever he was thinking. Therefore, Narada Muni gave the Devasya, what is it? Narada Muni gives us mantranena Devasya kuryad dravyamayam buddha. He says, my dear Dhruva, now go to the forest and then start chanting this particular mantra. By chanting this mantra, worshipping Krishna within your heart, the Lord will fulfill all your desire. Therefore, in the Skanda Purana, it says, Kalu kalmasa chittanam papa dravyopajivanam papa dravyopajivanam vidhi drishtya vinanam katir govinda kirtanam. He says, in Kali Yuga, the mind is poisoned. Kali Yuga, mind is completely poisoned. and our environment and everything that we are getting engaged is polluted. Mind is poisoned, and then everything we are associating with is also polluted completely. And whatever little bit that we are trying to do a ritual in the name of spirituality or religiosity, it is also improper. That's a fact. I'm trying to it is said that I was trying to do, as we do the deity worship also, we say that, my dear Lord, at the end we pray, my dear Lord, I was trying to do upacharam, apacharam. At the end, I finished with apacharam. I was trying to do the worship of you. Ultimately, I understood that at the end, I only did apacharam. Lot of offenses I committed in the name of worshiping you in the deity form. Likewise, whatever the rituals that we are doing, whatever the anything that we are trying to do, it is also improper in many, many ways. Therefore, there are a lot of shortcomings. In Kali Yuga, mind is poisoned. We are associating everything that we are associating is all polluted. Whatever little bit or whatever we are trying to do ritually or spiritually is also improper. There are many, many shortcomings in Kali Yuga. Therefore, only Gatir, Govinda Kirtanam. The only way to get out of all this, to nullify to nullify all this effect of poison, to be away from the pollution, to nullify the improper ways of what we are doing, is simply by chanting the name of Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Gatir Govinda Kirtanam. Kalu, in Kali Yuga, the mind is polluted, the mind is completely poisoned, the association of the living entities, other people and objects, everything is polluted, everything that we are doing is all improper. Therefore, such people, again, this is an important point. For those who are thinking their mind is pure, for those who are thinking everything around them is very, very sattvika, and those who are thinking what they are doing in Krishna consciousness is perfect, best, there's no mistake at all, then that people is left aside. They can do whatever they want to do because they are depending on their own ability and strength. But those people who think, no, my mind is poisoned, I am associating with material things, and whatever I'm trying to do in Krishna consciousness has a lot of defects in it. For those people, only way, for such people, the only refuge is Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Chant the name of Govinda, 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 Govinda. So that way, one can be free from the darkness. Now, moving on to next one. Now we keep on speaking about, samsaram. The samsaram is ocean of material existence. You will be relieved. And then the Upanishads talks about these things, and it removes the darkness that we have. All those things is fine. But if I chant Krishna, that one mantra that you're going to teach me at the end very soon, will that mantra also make me happy in this world? Because what we are talking is about getting out of this world. So far, for past 48 minutes, what we have been talking is this mantra will help us to completely cut off our our existence in this material world, samsara, so we can go back to the spiritual world. But we may ask a question, that is fine. That is going to happen when I die. I will do that. But as long as I live in this world, can I also be materially happy by chanting that one mantra that you're going to teach me, Arva? Or the tongue is asking, Jihve, right? Jihve. The tongue is asking on behalf of us, will I also be happy in this world? Will this mantra also help me giving some aishwaryam? Sarvaiśvarya-eka-mantram. That is the next one. Sarva-aiśvarya-eka-mantram. Sarvaiśvarya-eka-mantram. Not only it removes the karma, not only removes the enemies, not only removes the obstacles, believe it or not, this mantra can also give you all the opulences that we need. Not only Alvar is saying, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he also says in Nama Mahatmya, he says, Krishna Nama Chintamani Akila Rasere Ghane. He says, Nitya Muktaha, Sudha Rasamaya. He says that Krishna Nama is Chintamani. We already saw in the previous work of money, right? Different money. This is Chintamani. Krishna Nama is a Chintamani. By chanting Krishna Nama, take the Krishna Nama as mantra and chant Krishna Nama. That is a Chintamani which can fulfill anything that one needs. Anything that one needs. If you want a material benefit, no problem. Just chant Krishna's name, you will get material benefit. Well, this is all fine. Is there an example of someone where you can tell me that who benefited of getting material benefits? Everyone knows the story of Kuchela, Sudama, a poor Brahmana, a friend of Krishna, from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He was just always in Krishna consciousness, remembering Krishna's name, always chanting Krishna. And while he was coming, trying to meet Krishna, while he was coming from his village, he was chanting Krishna's name constantly. And when he was with Krishna, he forgot why he came, or he didn't want to even ask, because he was feeling that he was embarrassed to even ask, or he forgot, however you take it. But then because he chanted Krishna's name, when he returned back to his place, amazing thing, even without asking for what he really wanted, or what his wife really wanted, what a family member wanted, he got wealth, prosperity, he got peace, he got honor also, he became famous in the place. Guess what? Everything is material benefits. Having wealth, prosperity, and peace in this world, and honor and fame and prestige and distinction, all those things are material things. All the benefits given to Kuchela, Sudama, sarvaiśvaryaika-mantram, by chanting Krishna. Now moving on to the next. Therefore, we don't even have to ask for, give me that, my Lord, give me this one, Lord. I need some money. I need to pay off my mortgage. I need to do this one. We don't even have to ask. We don't even have to ask. But even without asking, the supreme, loving, compassionate Father will make sure that his children are doing well spiritually, also materially. As long as you live in this world, you will be happily. You live happily in this world, and you want to finish your project, your karma and whatever in this world, when you leave the body and you come back to me and be happy with me. Be happy in this world and be happy in the other world when you come back to the spiritual world. That's not even a question. But the Namavali, the chanting of Nama, Krishna Nama, this particular mantra will also give all the Aishwarya. But as a devotees, we don't need to go and pray for Aishwarya. It will be bestowed upon us as is perfectly been needed for us. That's next number. Next is Vyasana Bhujaha Śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram. This again coming back, the Bhujaha is snake, Vyasana, distress or problems that we have. So we have been bitten by this poisonous snakes. These poisonous snakes are nothing but our worldly desires. We are bitten by the poisonous snake. If someone has been haunted by some ghost, their behavior is so different. We see that when someone is haunted by some ghost, they start breaking things, they jump, they laugh and scream beyond their capacity unbelievably, and then do, miraculous things. You cannot even imagine a skinny man who's been haunted can uplift a huge thing. Where does he get the power from? So he behaves so differently because he's been haunted. Therefore, we are also being haunted. We are also being poisoned by the snake of worldly desires. Because of the worldly desire, we've been poisoned, and the way that we behave and the way that we talk, the way we treat other people, the way that we judge other people is all totally different because I'm poisoned. I am poisoned. I think others are poisoned. Right? Like Prabhupada gives us beautiful example that if you wear a green color goggles, glass, and everything around you is going to be appearing in green color. If you wear blue color glasses, everything is going to appear blue. Therefore, it depends on your reflection is what you see other people as. Therefore, if I'm poisoned with my certain qualities and desires and everything, then we may start also doing, implementing the same thing, or start thinking about others also to be poisoned. Therefore, the problem is we have to remove our poison. When we remove our poison, then we start seeing others as a nice people, better people, and so better. Therefore, we are suffering in this world with the distress of the snake bite, which has completely poisoned our entire existence. We are suffering. So, as we suffer, what we take? We take again surrender to Krishna. Krishna, Shankar, Chakra, Gadha, Pani, Dwaraka, Naya, Chuda, Govinda, Pundarikaksha, Rakshamam Sharanagatam. Rakshamam Sharanagatam. This sloka is beautiful sloka recited by Draupadi. Draupadi was reciting Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. I am in a very distressed situation that no woman should go through in their life. But I am going through here. I am in a distressed situation. Therefore, my dear Shankar Chakra Gadha Pani, carrier of Shankar Chakra and Gadha, please come. Dwaraka Nilaya Chida, who resides in Dwaraka. You are in Dwaraka, I am in Astinapur. But even though we are separated in such a big distance, Nilaya Chita Govinda, O Govinda, the protector, O savior, Pundarikaksha, your beautiful eye one, you can still Rakshaham. You can still protect me. Therefore, Mam Sharanagatam. I am surrendering unto you, Shankshakra Gadapani Dwaraka Layachita Govinda Pundari Kaksha Rakshamam Sharana Gatam. At that point of time, Krishna removed the distress in the name of poison, the bite of snake, the poison bite. Krishna removed. What we have to do is, when we have been bitten by the snake of material desires, and when we are going through the distress to get out of this poison, all we have to do is cry out, Krishna, 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 Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. So we keep chanting Krishna's name constantly. Therefore, when we do this one, śatrucchēdaika-mantram, when we chant Krishna, when we chant this particular, again, the name mantra has been not revealed yet, right? As per the sloka sequence. That when we do this mantra, chant this mantra, śatrucchēdaika-mantram, when we chant the mantra, it will destroy all the enemies. Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, that mantra is being chanted and mentioned in all the Vakya, all the statements of Upanishad. Saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram. This mantra will get us out of the ocean of samsara that we are all struggling here, drowning day by day deeper into this samsara. The uttara, it will uplift us from this samsara. Samucita-tamasaḥ-Niryāṇa-mantram. And this mantra will banish or drive away the darkness, the deep dark clouds of ignorance that we all have. And the darkness will go, Ajnana, Avidya will go away. This particular mantra, that is number 4. So, śatrucchēdaika-mantram, number 1. Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, number 2. Saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram, number 3, that it will uplift us from this ocean. Number 4, Samucita-tamasaḥ-Saṃgha-nirvāṇa-mantram. It will also remove the ignorance that we have. That's number 4. Number 5, Sarva-aiśvarya-eka-mantram. This one mantra can give all the aishwaryas that we need. That is number 5. Vyasana Bhujaga Sandasta Samtana-mantram. This mantra will also remove we are all bitten by the serpent, this venom serpent, the poison, because we have been bitten by the snake and we've been poisoned by this snake. The cure for this removal of this poison bitten by the serpent, that is the worldly afflictions and attachments and hatred and raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, and whatever you can think of, this poison can be removed by this particular one mantra. This mantra. Now coming to the point, is giving that, did you understand? Tongue, Jihve, did you understand whatever I said? Now the tongue is asking, I understood all the 6 benefits that you told by chanting this mantra, but I'm still not sure what mantra I need to chant. What is that mantra that I need to chant? At that point of time, Kulashekara is saying that, King Kulashekara is saying that, Jihve, let me tell you, just wait, let me tell you, it is Śrī-Kṛṣṇa-mantram. The mantram, Śrī-Kṛṣṇa-mantram, it's just a name. Well, that name is not an ordinary name. It is a mantra for all the benefits that I just mentioned. Well, if you chant this mantra, should I chant? When do I have to chant? How often I need to chant? Well, even chanting one time is good enough. But this mantra is such a mantra that it will not let you stop by chanting one time. That's the beauty of it. It will attract you so much so that you satataṃ japa satataṃ. You will start chanting regularly, constantly, all the time. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Therefore, this mantra is such a mantra that it will make you chant again and again. Janma-sāphalya-mantram. This mantra, by chanting this mantra called Śrī-Kṛṣṇa-mantraṃ, Krishna makes one's birth in this world successful. When we say that it makes the life successful in this world, that means the result of successful of our existence in this world is that we don't come back into this world. That is how we have passed the exams, that I can say I'm successful. You say successful, that I have to read, oh, how was the exam? How did your exam go? Oh, successful. But I have to retake the exam. Then why did you say successful? It is not successful, it's a failure. Likewise, the success of this mantra, when you chant japa satataṃ, is janma-sāphalya-mantram. The janma-sāphalya-mantram means, therefore the life will be sāpalyam. You success in this lifetime, where you don't need to come back into this life, in this world again. Therefore, śatrucchēdaika-mantram, Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram, Saṃsāra-uttāra-mantram, Samucita-tamasaḥ-saṅgha-niryāṇa-mantram, sarvaiśvaryaika-mantram, vyasana-bhujaka-sandasya-santrāna-mantram, Jihve śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, japa satataṃ, janma-sāphalya-mantram. As Alvar says, we should also take it serious. This is not an ordinary name. Krishna name is a mantram which can give all these different benefits in our life. We need to have faith in the words of Alvar, Kulashekara Alvar, because what is words is not made up words. His words are from Sakala-upaniṣad-vākya-saṃpūjya-mantram. This is what the Vakyas, this is what the statements of Upanishad, and therefore when we chant this mantra, it removes our ignorance, it removes our enemies, it gives all the opulences that we need, it removes the poison that we have been contaminated by the worldly desire and afflictions and attachment and so forth. What we have to do at this point of time, take it serious and tell our tongue, do not do anything else other than simply eating prasadam. And the second job, whenever you are free, is simply keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jihve śrīkṛṣṇa-mantram, japa satataṃ, janma-sāphalya-mantram. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.